Lynn Spears is continuing this press run for her new book, but the more she speaks, the more people are calling her out for lying. Now, in her latest move, she has decided to expose some private text messages between her and Britney that she believes will clear her name. To do so, she appeared on the Call Her Daddy podcast hosted by Alex Cooper. This conversation is going to be a two-part series, but in the part one, that is where we really got to hear about this alleged text message, which apparently is also included in her book. Lynn goes on to say, "In a recent text from my sister, she stated herself, 'I know it's not your fault and I'm sorry for being so angry at you. Although I'm your big sister, I need you more than you need me and always have.'" And so far though, no one has been able to confirm that this message was in fact from Britney. Also, I don't really think that this moment on the podcast was what Lynn was hoping for. Instead, people questioned the legitimacy of the text message and called out the host Alex Cooper for giving her a platform at all. One user writes, "This whole episode was Jamie victimizing herself, woe is me, a giant pity party for her, and frankly I have no sympathy. I hope you hit her with the hard questions in part 2 because WTF. It's also funny how many things she was asked and just said, 'I don't know, I don't remember.' Okay, sure." With another adding, "Yo, Alexandra Cooper, this looks shameful. I hope you have all the facts and put the pressure on Lynn instead of playing her conservatorship PR games. We all know they had Britney's phone mirrored and could text whenever, because they recorded and tracked her every move. A text message is not going to be the thing that clears her name, especially because it can be so easily faked. The real interview that people want though is from Britney herself. Prior to this interview, in another series of notes app messages to Lynn that Britney had shared on Twitter, she did say that she loves her unconditionally. However, she then added, 'You love me, yet your loyalty is still with the people that hurt me the most. I think the thing that saddens me the most is that when this all happened to me and when I called you from that place, you would take days to respond. I never got to talk to you. You would just text me days later and I was so scared. I needed you, my family, my blood, and your support more than anything. You guys did absolutely nothing until a year ago.'" And these two really just need to sit down and do an interview together so that maybe the media then can stop playing sides or at least make this matter private. Because Lynn even had a response to those recent notes app posts from Britney, and all that did was anger people even more. In an Instagram story, Lynn tags her sister and writes, "Britney, just call me. I have attempted many times to speak to you directly and handle this privately like sisters should, but you still choose to do everything on a public platform. In the meantime, please stop continuing the narrative that I haven't been there for you or that I'm making things up. I'm happy to share how many times I've reached out to you, supported you, and tried to help you. This is embarrassing and has to stop. Love you." This situation though is so incredibly messy. You see, Britney needs to post publicly because she's probably traumatized from never getting to speak about her situation like this ever before. However, every time that she mentions Lynn Spears, Lynn then needs to respond, otherwise she will continue to receive threats from Britney's fans. And before you get your tidy whities all up in a bunch, I'm not siding with either of them. I'm happy that Britney Spears is free, but I just wish this would all be handled privately. Although it doesn't seem like that is even a possibility even more. Britney needs to speak and Lynn needs to sell her book. So round and round the story will go, and it's just going to be more of she said, she said. Lynn also needs to stop telling Britney to not share things publicly and then threaten to share things publicly. That's called gaslighting. On top of all of this, former Zoe 101 star Alexa Nicholas chimed in on the situation and said that she was surprised to see Lynn lying up a storm in her new book. Again, in another series of notes app letters, Alexa took to her Instagram to expose Lynn. She writes, "I recently thought we were fine after she tried to use me in her Zoe 101 music video to make herself look better after I finally came out about what happened to me while on set / being left out once again during the reunion reboot ploy. To be honest, it took her a while. I'm guessing the pressure from others made her address the issue." She then explains how she declined her offer, was happy to get an apology from her, and then forgave Lynn. She then goes on to say that she unfollowed Lynn because the Britney Spears situation was deeply saddening and once again felt like Jamie was being fake. Then she claimed that Lynn had reached out to see if she could actually send her a gift, adding, "Typical move for a bully to play the victim card / gaslight others while straight up lying. I responded to her and said, please do not send me anything and please stop contacting me. She never addressed anything that she mentioned in the book to me personally because she knows everything she is saying is a total lie and I would have called her out on that. One-on-one, it's sad to see someone not change after all of these years." I'd love to hear your thoughts on all of this though, because that's all the time we have for today. So stay classy, and I'll see you in the next one.